Rules to submit are going to be in the comment down below or in the description. With this being the first episode of a renewed series, this will have a mix of new submissions and some older ones as well. I hope you enjoy. Starting out, we have one of my all-time favorite submissions called the Daughter of War. The concept of this idea was in order to make Darksiders War, if you're a fan of that game, in Elden Ring. However, not all the pieces you would need are actually 101, so they did the best they can in order to make it look like the Daughter of War. And frankly, I think they did a fantastic job. I think the character looks amazing. I love the red that you got for the hood mixed with the cloak and everything else from your chest piece. I think the screenshots you took with the great sword, the face paint, and everything else, it really resembles what I think would be the best looking cosplay for War from Darksiders. This was such a fantastic job, and with me renewing the series, I wanted to make sure I included it in the renewal video. Up next, we have a newer submitter. This character's name is Maestro Yorrick, and without even knowing the backstory, I think just from screenshots alone, you can tell this character has some type of musical background. He looks a little sickly based off of the very first screenshot, and after reading the actual background that you gave me, it makes even more sense. Really fantastic job. I think you expressed a great story here with this character, and it's really done well. To paraphrase the background for Maestro Yorrick, he was a musician from Leyendell's Page Parades, and he was a perfectionist. Nothing was ever good enough for him or his musical troupe. Between pruning small amateurs, skilled artists, and eventually even lifelong professionals, he soon became by himself. What was once a great musical troupe is now a solo man parade. But he wasn't always cruel, but the abuse from perfume changed him. The sinews of his nose rendered thin and fragile, his blood ran anemic, and the temperament became as cold as he was to the touch. This is a fantastic submission. Thank you for submitting. I think you 100% achieved exactly what you were going for with this backstory. I would love to see more from you in the future. Great job. Our next submission is by a character named Ellia, and I gotta say before we go forward, the screenshot of this character looking at the horizon with the red sky and everything about it, this looks so fantastic. And one thing to add is this character here is a submitter that unfortunately I never got to have shine through my old channel, so now I'm really happy to have it in my newest video here. Ellia was born to rot, knowing only survival through growing up in the Caelid Waste. One day her luck finally caught up to her. Catching rot in her sword hand, she knew there was only one treatment that might save her life: by removing the arm. Drifting in and out of consciousness, she knew the rot has gotten too deep, and eventually she passed out, until a looming figure appeared, a barbed knight looking down on her with pity. The next time she awoke, she found a pale gold hand replacing the one she had lost. She now spends her time in search for the one who saved her life. This was a really fantastic submission. I really love it. I love the way the armor looks. It's all subtle and yet beautiful at the same time. The red hues between the weapon and your cloak, it all goes together really, really well. And I really like the backstory too. Really fantastic job. The next submission we have focuses around using blood to help out for damage from what it seems. There is no backstory, but I really like the way this armor looks. I really love the screenshot using the grave scythe with the spinning weapon and bloodflame blade. It looks really awesome, and the screenshot is really well done. Overall, the aesthetic of this armor is pretty dang cool. They're using some of the Banished Knight stuff, Exile armor, Malekith armor as well. Overall, I think it's done really well, and I love the blood theme. I mean, my name is Blood Ronin for the channel, so I think it's fitting I added this to the video. Before we get to the final two, I do want to have a disclaimer because I had a couple of newer submissions I couldn't use because the quality of the video or screenshots was just extremely poor, and I didn't have the armor in game that you used. Guys, please make sure if you do submit to try to have the best quality you can. I will try to make it in game myself, but I may not have all the armor pieces you are using. This next submission is called the Priestess of Astel, Natural Born of the Void. It is said that the downfall of the Eternal City lied in their astronomers, the great sages that summoned stars and meteorites, who shook the fake night sky and summoned the Voidburn. But what life could sprout from death of a whole city? That is what the young priestess thought as she took to the night sky and invited the void. I absolutely love this one. I love the aesthetic of the Undercity, Nokron, and just that whole lore in general. I think is really cool in Elden Ring. And I think your character fits that motif quite well. I really love the area you chose for your screenshots as well. Everything about this character, I mean, it just looks so cool as a priestess of the void. I think it is done quite well. Really, really fantastic job. The horns, I think, look especially nice. They have the nice, like, subtle hue that really complements the background of the fake night sky. Awesome. Thank you for the submission. Up next, we have one of my all-time favorite submissions, literally ever. His character's name is Lillith, and I did have this sent in a while ago. You may have seen it on my old channel, but honestly, to this date, this is probably my favorite I've ever received. This screenshot you see on screen now blew me away so much the first time I saw it, and even now, I absolutely love it, so I had to make sure to add it in my revival video for Elden Bling. Such a fantastic job. The lore for this character, Lillith, was a sellsword turned Carian royal knight. She was actually Royal Knight Loretta's disciple and second in command. She was sent on a journey to train with the Albinorics in the ways of marksmanship, and upon arrival home, Loretta was nowhere to be seen. Instead, she found a tarnished who informed her of the tragedy that happened upon the Albinoric village caused by Gideon Ofnir. She is called the Cavalier of Night, where she rode her horse around Manor past nightfall, silently stalking and hunting down anything that posed a threat to the Carian royal family. She is now set out on a journey to find her former master who had disappeared. Again, I absolutely love this one. This was one of my all-time favorite submissions, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys do enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and definitely let me know which one was your favorite. Thank you so much to all my new members that I have on the channel. I really appreciate you. If you guys would like to become a member as well, hit join down below. You'll get early access to my videos and some additional perks for my live streams as well.